that's interesting. And immediately I think to myself, well, this sounds a lot like religion. This sounds a lot like what you're saying, is that we're all part of a collective consciousness, that there is some source awareness that we are all extensions of. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all, because that is just another perception. But it's a fantastic question. And it's one that I think a lot of people will kind of butt up against, that desire to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Because at first, quite frankly, if you don't have faith in yourself, that can be a lot. That can be a little bit overwhelming to recognize that you're not a part of source. You're not coming from source. You are that source. And it's not a bit of it. It's not a percent of it. It's the whole thing, getting caught in an illusion that you're just a little bit of it, that you're just a little part. But it is, a recognition that can at least, maybe you shed a layer of a belief of there's less, a little bit less of a story. But as long as there's the perception of division taken as truth, there's always the opportunity for that double-edged sword to step in, being the idea of yourself. And it's not an idea. And so when it comes to the religious conversation, that's what this isn't at all. Like we've said it many, 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 many times. Do not believe anything we say. Seriously, don't believe it. Question it, like, incessantly. Question everything that comes out of our mouth, and be willing to question everything that you're settling upon until you get to the point that you're not making so many assumptions anymore. There is a point where you're not making quite so many assumptions. And so questioning has a different tune to it. Yeah, the assumptions arise here and there, but they're a lot less frequent. So you're not really actively questioning so much as sitting in the uncertainty that's left, which is reality. That's just what reality is. And so we're pushing against anyone believing anything we say, believing us. We don't want you to, because we can't get you there. If there is any credit given to something outside of yourself, or an insight that you have, or work that you're doing, or things that you're working through, it's going to be a lot tougher to recognize that they're not divided from you. Like, you are that person. If there is the teacher student mentality maintained, that is lost in the illusion of division. So we do not want anyone to ever think of us as a teacher, or teaching anything. Or, as Krishnamurti said, just weighing things together, just discussing things, discussing the reality of how many things we have settled upon, and just the recognition that none of those things are the truth. So there's not really anything that can be like, this episode is probably the best we can do as building a sort of, not even a structure, but just something there. But religion is very much a structure, and it's like, don't have faith in yourself, just believe that and you'll be good. If anything, we're literally the opposite of a religion.
Okay. So, given what you're saying and what you've said up until now, what you seem to be implying is that in letting go of what I think I am, in accepting that I don't really know anything about anyone else, and all of my ideas about the world aren't necessarily the truth of what it is I'm looking at or perceiving. In embracing that, I'm gaining more sensitivity for what actually is, which is not divided. Is that about right?
I would say so. Yes.
Okay.